Good afternoon, Keller Williams, Williamson County. Steve Schlueter, your operating principal here. Hey, if you're receiving this video message, it means you've been invited to participate in a Top Producers Success Series event. And so your production level or production status has made you a part of this group. And so I want to tell you what we're going to be doing, what you've been invited to, and that I hope you'll take part in. So number one is Success Series. It'll be February 4th through March 25th. Those are all Wednesdays with the exception of one day, which is a Thursday, working around family reunion. So let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing here. So the goals I have for this program, and some of the ALC members I've talked to and during some of our lunches, where I said I think it's really important right now for us to be a community. With everything that's going on in the economy, the news, our industry, I think it's important that we stay a community and that we really work to support each other and to be a support network for one another. And so what that means was we need to partner in each other's success. You know, I remember running this class as a team leader in the Northwest Market Center, and there was a lady in the class who was very frustrated. She came to the class saying, I've got all these leads and you know, all these buyers that I'm working with, and really the people in the class were concerned for her, and they really did partner with her. They said, well, you know, you can't have that many leads and have nothing happen. And they challenged her, said, pull out your files. And they made her defend each lead, and whether they were really leads or whether they were just, you know, pretend leads. She left the room with only one lead out of 7 or 8. And that might feel a little defeating for some people, but with the support of the class, she was able to turn that around and say, well, if I only got one lead, that means my number one job is I got to get real bona fide leads. And she came back 2 weeks later and she was putting transactions up because she got real and she got right about, you know, what was really going on in her business. And so we want to be that network, and then also we want to have accountability. And this program will have accountability, but don't let that word scare you. It's not judgment. It's not going to be good or bad. It's really about helping you make the breakthroughs in this market that can be made with the right focus, the right accountability, the right partnership. And so that's what we want from this group. So let's go on. Let's talk about the 8 sessions. So there'll be 8 sessions, about an hour and a half maximum length. Most will probably run an hour and 15 minutes. We'll actually divide the group up by production level into several small groups. And in session 1, we're going to focus on positioning. And we're going to look at positioning strategies, and we're going to look at your current position, meaning how are you perceived out there with your database in the marketplace, and we're going to take a look at positioning. In session 2, we're going to look at your sphere of influence, and we're going to look at the referral contract strategy, and how do you teach your database how to refer you, you know, so we can maximize the opportunities that are latent in our database and haven't really been tapped. And secondly, we're going to look at energizing your sphere. How do we really, you know, get them working for you? It's kind of part of this strategy, but also some other tactics. Let's look at session 3. In session 3, we're going to be looking at planning and accountability. And so we're going to look at 5 keys to successful planning so that you get out of your business what you really want. Let's take a look at session 4. Session 4 is entitled Thinking and Responsibility. So in session 4, we're going to explore the power of effective thinking. So kind of how to think, especially right now. You know, how do I have to think right now to get what I want from my business? And then the accountability versus victim paradigm. You know, how do we really make sure that we're in charge of our outcomes and it's not circumstance or something outside of ourselves? Session 5. Session 5 is entitled Being Presidential. And by presidential, you know, as we have the inauguration tomorrow, that's not the kind of presidential necessarily I'm talking about, but it's corporate presidential, and that, you know, I need to start acting my wage. You know, we look at acting our wage, and if we're going to be the president, CEO of our own company, what does it mean to act presidential? And then we're going to talk about, being presidential, we're going to talk about being strategic and visionary as a president might be of a corporation. So let's take a look at session 6. In session 6, entitled Revenue, And what we say is to have a bottom line, you have to have a top line, and that top line is revenue. Middle line, of course, is expenses, and then we got net income at the bottom. And so here we're going to look at the power of revenue, and we're going to talk about building a pipeline. How do we build a flow of revenue and a pipeline for our business? Let's take a look at session 7. In session 7, it's the power of results. And what we say is success begets success, and results beget results. The more we focus now and do the right things during these sessions, the more success will beget success. The more we will have. It'll be a 2x, 3x, 4x results for that effort we've put in. And then in session 8, we're going to look at increasing productivity. How do we take all that we did in the previous sessions and all that you've learned up to date in your career, and where do we take it from here to maximize your opportunities in your business? So all sessions are going to be held on Wednesday except for the February 26th session. The time will be announced. I want to make sure we don't have any conflicts. I'm shooting for 10 a.m., 10 to 11:15, 11:20, but that's not confirmed yet. You'll get that confirmed from the Market Center. And so the dates for the entire program are February 4th through March 25th. Now, if you're going to participate in this program, there's a couple ground rules. One, well, and let me share with you first, the only cost involved is going to be a material cost. The materials are $15 a piece. So if we'll want a $15 check for your materials. And as far as the ground rules in the class, number one, it's a safe environment. We want it to be a place where people can come and tell the truth. And when you post your numbers each week, if it's 0, post a 0. Tell the truth. I mean, the power and the leverage in this is going to come in telling the truth and getting uncomfortable. And, zeros aren't always fun, but you know what? That creates leverage, because next week, I don't want to come put a 0 on. And so, you know what? I'm going to be more engaged this week. I'm going to do what needs to be done. So when I come back next week, I can post a number. And so tell the truth. Only one missed session allowed, and +1 for cause if given in advance. But if you're going to miss a session, you need to call in your numbers. And we want this truly to be accountability, and not a come and go deal. And again, accountability is not a bad word. It's a safe word. This is going to be a safe place. It's a place where we want you to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. That's what this market calls for right now. It calls for us all to stretch, be better, have better habits and more discipline, than we've had in the past. And lastly, we want you to come in and have fun. Let's make this a fun environment. Let's have teamwork and all work together. And we're going to have your commitment at least a week before the event starts, because we need to get the materials ordered and in. So you'll be hearing it from Yvette or Avis, and they're going to be providing you with a deadline to register. And one of the things I would have you do in advance is I want you to go to Agent Mountain. And you'll need to log in with your intranet ID password. And I want you to watch Gary's latest session on defeating fear. And I think it's a good way to kind of condition the mindset for what we're going to go into here. And look forward to having you be a part of this success series. I'm going to be leading all the sessions, and I'm really looking forward to spending this time with you guys. Make it a great day. See you later.